Okay, amazing artists. We're gonna go over how to illustrate your great wave on your cake circle. And to do that, it's probably not gonna hurt for you to have a paper towel nearby. You're gonna need some oil pastels. I've got some warm colors for the sunset and some cool colors for the foreground here. Actually, I'm going to use, I've had some students try adding a little bit of green to the water. It kind of gives it a nice effect. I'll leave that up to you if you want to do it. You do want to make sure that you have a white, and I think there are a couple of different blues. There's like a darker blue and a lighter blue for that. So when I'm starting with the foreground, just remembering, you know, all this part here is water. And so, and then we're not gonna color in the white foam. If we just leave that part white, then, you know, we don't have to spend time coloring that in. I want to make sure that whenever you do illustrate that, you are keeping with, keeping your lines going horizontally, and then which is actually a lot harder here, so I get it if you don't. But if you here, you want to follow the horizon line, so you want to go back and forth as opposed to you know, up and down, or all kinds of different ways. So generally when we're doing this, we probably want to try, even though it's hard, to have darker colors in the front, and try not to press down too hard, because I don't want the patterns of the cardboard on the cake circle. These lines will show through, so you don't have to press down that hard. You can actually add the color, and then you can sort of blend it in with other colors. That's going on a lot better. But darker in the front because of atmospheric perspective. We want, you know, as things get farther away, the color gets lighter and they appear smaller. We talked about this during the drawing. That's why Mount Fuji looks so small, because it's far off, you know, in the distance. So I'm going to use my darker colors here in the foreground, but I am going to mix it up and have different shades of blue. I just may have a little more intensity. Yeah, I want that a little bit darker here and here. And there is another blue that's lighter. I don't have it for some reason. It's okay. I wanted to show you how to make the most out of these blues. You can add some white to it, and you'll be able to blend that in. And then, yeah, I don't have my super light blue. This is pretty, actually, this is pretty dark. I'll switch it up to that. And then you can see that I used a different blue here, so you get the idea. I'm just coloring in each one and then changing them up a little bit by adding white or adding another blue to it. The good thing about this cake board being glossy, even though that was an accident, and we're just making the best of it since we can't paint on it, is that you can sort of wipe smudges off. If you get to a place where you accidentally say, you know, get some color here, you can smooth that out and make that go away. And then if you've got your paper towel nearby, you can get the oil pastel off of your fingers. Remember to keep that horizon line going, you know, following it behind the wave, because I knew when we drew it, we added that there so that the great wave is coming out of the top. And then I'm going to go ahead and add some white since I don't have my lighter blue. Okay, and then within the actual wave, I did the same thing. Yeah, it really helps to mix in the blue some, so you have a variety of color there. I mixed in, you know, dark blue, light blue, and then added white or mixed a couple of blues together so that I could have different colors within here. I'm not going to do that now just to save time. I'm just going to go ahead and go to the sunset. And what I'm going to do here is use my yellow first, just because it's always easier to go back and add the light color. And then if you've seen lots of different sunsets, then you know that, you know, they can even have a little pink and purple in them. So I'm going to definitely add some of these other colors before I add my red and orange, because I can always, you know, I can always add more of these lighter colors to lighten it up if I need to. But for now, I'm going to start off. There we go. Okay, now the orange and red. And now what I've got is a really fiery looking sunset behind the wave. And we've got that great contrast between the warm, the warm and cool colors. And like I said, if you feel like you've got a little bit too much of the red, or you want to enhance some areas, you know, with the pink, what I did there was would just go back and add more and color over it in certain areas, and then it sort of blends between the 2 or 3 or 4 colors, and then you've got, you know, a really mesmerizing sky. So don't be shy about changing up the color a little bit if you want to you know, go back and add more of a certain color. You can play around with it. Whenever you're finished, you're probably, you should have your name on the back anyway from whenever we started, and your class code. But it's always nice, of course I'm not finished because I still need to do the actual waves, but I picked a little spot on mine just to add my name, and then you might want, you know, wherever you want to do that, and then maybe you know, the year that you made it. It's kind of a nice way to remember when you did this, and to, of course, autograph your art. Some people like to color in the volcano. I recommend it. It'll be really easy for you to find a brown, but however you decide to do Mount Fuji, some people even try to show it with, you know, snow or an erupting volcano, and I'll leave that up to your imagination. You do that the way you want to. Good luck.